our new members. When you're 12 years old, let's join the UMI. Wade, would you come up here? Wade, Ryan, come up front just a minute. Mary, Mandy, Amy, that's all Amy. And this is our five new members. Don't face proud. That's it, fine. This is our future leaders. I just wanted you to know that we're still growing. And of course, they do, they fit right in. We have another member. He's been with the group since he was 12 years old, and now he's 17. Where's Marc? Here you go. Come on up here just a minute. I understand that he's going to join the Marine Corps, is that right? Going to be air traffic control.
Don't fly.
I can identify with Marc because I'm a former Marine myself. I just wanted to give you something tonight. The proudest moment of my life, I guess, was 1967 when I joined the Marine Corps. And I guess the second proudest was in 1970 when the Marines gave me my discharge. Before you leave, I want to give you just a little bit of advice from the Bible. You can bear with me just a minute. You might want to get a chair and just sit down right here. When I was a child, I spake as a child, I understood as a child, I thought as a child. But when I became a man, I put away childish things. Marc, I know the world's not always going to be good to you. It's not always going to be fair. But you're not always going to have carols and doors around. Maybe what you see. But I do believe that you have one thing going for you, and that's some of the best training in the world. Right here at Goshen. Training from your your grandparents. And if you'll take this training and use it, you'll be a better person for it. The Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Now, the Marines have a saying of Semper Fi. You know what that is? What is always faithful? Always faithful. You've always been faithful. You will give to big church. Sorry, I always crack up, but we have other people that want to speak. We have little Case, here's Marc. You want to play Kate from, okay, but we have a former youth leader that he couldn't be here tonight, and he wants you to hear. He promised it was only 3 or 4 minutes, and 30 minutes will turn it on.
What we're doing, why we're digging in. You know, every day he comes by, why are you doing this, what are you doing that? I'm sure all of you have known Marc all his life, but I've only known him, just a few short years, and I just think he's wonderful. But he is, he's always been so cheerful, so put together, whatever, but when I saw this gorilla suit in, one night Leah and I were down the street, we went down to see what was going on down there, and we're going back home, and I dug up the corn for Marc, and Leah and I are walking along, and all of a sudden Mark comes up behind us in the darkest part of this road. It's that gorilla scene. Scared the fool out of me. And I have never forgiven him. I cannot walk in the dark now. The sleeping part of the and then the first year, I think Leah was in the 9th grade, Mark, and his friends decided to roll our yard. Well, they got caught, but Mark wasn't part of the ones that got caught. The next day he came over and we said, Mark, you occasionally do is roll this yard, and look how he could look at you and go, no, ma'am, I swear I don't. I really didn't. I tell you the truth. You know, you look, I swear. And I think it went on for a lot of months before he ever, I would you ever told him. But then he would come over to the house and he found out Leah liked to play basketball. He decided he was going to teach Leah everything he knew about basketball. And I guess he's done a good job. But he's the only one of all the kids in high school that will sit next to me at a basketball game. Nobody else will come near him, but he will sit there and listen to me. But I'm really going to miss him now. I've already missed him this year, but he's really a good kid, and I hope the Marines ready for him. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to be able to put up with it, but I'm sure he'll make a lot of friends and do real well.
She knows before the wedding.
Well, when Earl and I were talking about what we wanted to be our contribution to tell about Mark, we thought, and about the best thing we could come up with to describe Mark is that he is a lover. Some of you know how he likes to hug, and you should have taught him in school. I didn't really teach him, but I was in the hall watching, you know. He always liked the Dolly Parton tie. I always wanted the hug. Yeah, that's the way to go. But Earl, I thought the best way would be to think about some of the loving things that you've done to us through this year. And Mark told you, I do know it pretty well. Mark spent a lot of time in our house, and especially when Don was all Mark and Don liked to be together and hang around the house. And so Don really enjoyed being there, and I'd ask Mark, you want to go home with us today from church? Yes, ma'am. And I'd say, well, Mark, did you bring the good Mark to church or the bad Mark to church? And if he brought the good Mark, then he went home with me. If he said, well, I'll just tell you the truth, Trish, I brought the bad Mark, so he'd go home with Carol G that day. And if he were in the house and the bad Mark happened to come out, then he'd say, I guess I better go put the bad Mark in the closet because you don't want him around. We have spent a lot of time with Mark, and we've gotten to know the really good Mark, and we love the really good Mark, and we really love the bad Mark. I'm not sure if it's a real bad Mark, but not only do we love Mark, but Mark really loves us. And one day he proved how much he loved us. He was at the house, and Earl had come home in the summertime to eat lunch. We were eating where we could see Mark out in the yard. In the front yard, I guess he was 5 or 6, something like that, Mark. Is that about right?
I have no idea.
Anyway, he knew that his Uncle Earl had worked real hard, and he thought he would just really, help out. He liked to help people out. We were looking out the window, and Earl said, what is Mark doing at the truck? I said, well, I don't know. He's just diddling around out there, I guess. He said, what is Mark doing at the gas tank? At the truck. And I looked, and Mark loved garden hose. This garden hose was connected to a faucet. And Ginger had turned the faucet on. As I flew out the door, Mark looked up at me with love in his eyes. I've never seen him with anything else. And that's a fact. I'm not fooling you anymore. I've never seen him any other way but with love. Anyway, looked up at him and he said, Auntie Tricia, have I done a bad thing? I said, well, Mark, yeah, I guess it would be considered a sort of a bad thing. Is it a really bad thing? Yes, Mark, I'm afraid this time it's a really bad thing. Oh, no, that makes when Daddy finds out it's a big boy now. Mark, we love you. He is truly one of the world's lovers. He will be he reminds me a lot of his dad, is that he is going to be that gentle child that we all need, we all love. I'm not even sure you ought to be a fighter at all. I'm not sure. Really need you. I think you need to be a lover in closing. Donnie is your love. We really, really love you. We wish good things for you. We know that our awesome God loves you even more than we do. And that's awesome.